In one of the most thrilling title fights in heavyweight history, undefeated British boxing sensation Tyson Fury knocked out old rival Deontay Wilder in the 11th round to retain his WBC crown. Just like their previous two contests, the first ending in a draw, while Fury won the second via 7th round TKO, both big men were vocal about their bad intentions leading up to the fight.
You know, the weight just came on, I wanted to look sexy and feel sexy. I taste sexy as well. I'm bench pressing a little over 350, so whatever weight he's come in, I can lay on my back and lift him. So it won't be none of that, rushing me and putting all this weight on me and different things like that.
It means total obliteration of Adosa. Look at the state of him. His heart's rattling now. His balls have sunk up inside of him. There's a man here that's going to annihilate you, Adosa. Me, the Gypsy King. Tyson Fury's the name. And fighting's the game.
At the final presser, Fury picked apart Wilder's accusations of cheating in their last fight. Accusations which led the American to fire head coach Mark Breland after he felt Breland spiked his water with muscle relaxers pre-fight and betrayed him by throwing in the towel.
Wilder said that I only won the second fight because I cheated, but then he goes and changes his whole team and does all this extra training and trains as hard as he's ever trained and brought on all his team and all that. So I asked the question is, if I only won because I cheated, what was the point in changing everything and doing all this other work? Can anybody answer that question? I know he can't, doesn't have the brains to.
Wilder, who was withdrawn and quiet for the majority of the buildup, answered back in typical Bronze Bomber style, which meant he didn't really answer the question at all.
Men lie, women lie, but your eyes don't lie what you see, So many people can believe what they want. We're all human. We believe what we want, but the eyes don't lie.
Wilder's 20-month stint with new coach Malik Scott was on full display in the opening stanza. But Fury secured the first knockdown of the night in the 3rd round. Wilder dropped Fury twice in the 4th, but the champ regained his feet and inevitably got the finish.
And let's just say I'm the lineal champion of my era, and I can only be the best of my day, and I've done that. I'm the best fighter in my era. I'm the generation fighter. I actually feel sorry for all these guys who's had to fight me, because I'm in the dressing room at home. I'm not nervous. It's a boxing fight to me. I feel sorry for them because they're fighting the fighter of the generation. That's for sure.
Despite years of bad blood, Fury was prepared to shake hands and let bygones be bygones post-fight. Wilder may have lost his faculties, but appeared to still have a little fight left in him yet.
Fought like two warriors in there, and I went over to shake his hand and say, well done. And he was like, no, I don't respect you. I was like, how can you say I've cheated when you know in your own heart and your full team knows that you just got beat fair and square? So it's just like, he's just a sore loser in boxing or what, but I'm sure he's not the first one and he won't be the last one.
Wilder lost every round besides the 1st and 4th, and the stats revealed Fury landed almost double that of Wilder, completely dominating his American foe with jabs and power shots.
He took a lot of punishment tonight, Deontay Wilder, and that puts a lot of mileage on the clock. So did I. I took a lot of punishment as well. Had some good shots, and I got put over and got back up, and it was just a great fight all in all,
Fury's next step is clear, with the winner of the Dillian Whyte-Otto Wallin fight set to become the mandatory challenger for his WBC strap, while Anthony Joshua rematches Alexander Usyk in 2022 for the rest of the belts. But for now, the Gypsy King needs to rest.
Been away from my family for 6 months. In total, been home 2 weeks out of the last 6 months. So before I start thinking about fighting other men, I'm going to bask in this victory, because this tonight was one of my greatest wins. I got off the floor to do it, and I'm the big dog in the division.
WBO welterweight champ Terence Crawford finally has a date on his calendar with a worthy opponent as he takes on former 2-time division champ Shawn Porter on November 20. The two appeared respectfully confident at their first press conference in Las Vegas.
The more you push, the more I'm gonna push. The more you come, the more I'm gonna come. And I'm pretty sure each and every one of y'all out here that seen me fight didn't seen it. Everybody say, oh, well, why you throwing fire with fire when you can just outbox them? Because I love it.
The undefeated Crawford will be a solid favorite going into the fight, but Porter is no easy match for anyone, as was seen when he gave the other welterweight king, Errol Spence Jr., a hard night in 2019. Showtime will need to be at the top of his game to dethrone Bud.
He's a dominant fighter. Everybody that he gets in the ring with, he dominates. And so for me to be that guy that he can't dominate, to be that guy that beats him to the punch, that finishes the exchanges and punches just as hard and just as fast, everything that's required to beat Terrence, I got it.
While it's not the fight everyone wants, which is still Crawford and the aforementioned Spence Jr., it's still about everyone will watch. Crawford versus Porter for Crawford's WBO welterweight strap goes down in Nevada this November 20.
I think that this fight right now, my legacy is going to depend on beating Terrence Crawford.
I love that. You know what I mean? You push, I'ma push. You hit me hard, I'ma hit you even harder, and let's see who can last. You know, so that's what makes me and Shawn Porter a great fight.
IBF super middleweight champ Caleb Plant called unified rival Canelo Alvarez emotional for triggering their news conference scrap last month, and says he remains focused on defeating the Mexican star when they meet on November 6th.
I mean, I don't think you need to be any more motivated to fight for the undisputed, super middleweight championship of the world. So it's a fight, you know what I'm saying? Things like that happen. So there's a lot on the line. He wants it, I want it, and maybe his emotions boiled over and I reacted. So that's life. Sometimes those things happen.
Plant labeled four-division champ Canelo a drug cheat at the September press conference, referring to him testing positive for a banned steroid in 2018. Plant then called Alvarez a mother, which the Mexican misconstrued as an insult to his mother, and all hell broke loose. Canelo is widely considered the best pound-for-pound boxer on the planet, and despite entering the contest as a heavy underdog, the 29-year-old undefeated Plant appears cool, calm, and collected.
I know it's a process. I know, you got to take your time. You got to stay relaxed and just let the process, fulfill itself out. And so, like I said, we got one half camp down and a half camp to go. So we're taking our time. I'm ahead of schedule. My weight's good, so it's good.
Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant battle it out November 6 in Las Vegas, with the winner set to become the first undisputed super middleweight champion in boxing history. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.